and welcome back to Quest 6J exclusive interview. And today I'm Jenny, I'm your host again. Nice to see you guys. And this is Kevin He, co-founder of BitLayer. Please meet Kevin. And Kevin, everyone, can you introduce a bit by yourself to everyone, the audience, please?
Hi everybody, I'm Kevin from BitLayer. First of all, thank you so much for the invitation, and very happy to join these interviews and share more about myself and about BitLayer company and our progress. And in a very brief, I joined industry in 2016 and 17, and from day one I'm building L1 and L2s. Previously, I'm leading the Huobi Exchange blockchain team during 2020 and 2023, and launched Huobi ecosystem chain, aka Hackle, with about 4 million transactions a day and $14 billion TVL. And we start the BitLayer company in late 2023, and going to solve several problems like the WBTC's fault in the market, because people don't trust WBTC, and it's one-to-one pack, and we're going to use a new BigVM bridge tech technology to solve this problem. And second, we like to solve the trade-off of Bitcoin scaling solution, like the programmability and the Bitcoin security, using our BigVM tech to do the validation on Bitcoin L1 to achieve the Bitcoin L1 finality. So we have about 60 people, and for now we are going to launch the BigVM bridge and the V2. Yeah, happy to share more.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna ask the questions like more detail about those bridges and L2 maybe later on in the interview. But do you know one fact that I'm also ex-Huobi too?
Yeah, very glad to hear. What time duration do you live?
2018.
18, very early days.
Yeah, so their Huobi, they founded a small office in Vietnam, so I was there with the team. But it's great to know, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, great.
Okay, so for a little bit more questions about BitLayer, technical details, let's say. So since the Taproot upgrade, developers have been able to build the smart contracts and opening the door to the DeFi ecosystem on Bitcoin network, which is very amazing. That can scaling and can opening the Bitcoin network to opening for smart contracts and developers to do a lot of things on it. But however, the Bitcoin scripting language only supports simple logic. So the optimal solutions there is to build the scaling solutions. What do you think about the development trend for the BTC-Fi in the future? And can you describe a role of BitLayer in the narrative, in the development there?
Great. I like this question. And for the very beginning, I'd like to clarify a little bit. And when talking about Taproot upgrades, actually, it doesn't. It's a great upgrade for a lot of upcoming innovations, including BigVM. Without Taproot, we cannot do a lot of things in these days. But the programmability is still very limited on Bitcoin, because the reason you mentioned, Bitcoin script will never be a program. Will never be, like we say, Turing complete. We will never be that kind of language, because Bitcoin, it will remain in the future. At least in the near future, it will remain as pure P2P transferring system. It will not be a smart contract platform, but the Taproot upgrade do open a new door for a lot of new tech, including Big VM, as I mentioned. with Taproot, we can hide a lot of informations in the Taproot Merkle path without sending on chain. It saves a lot of gas, and this is the very basic backgrounds of Bitcoin nature. And when I'm talking about scaling, I think the consensus is really simple. Bitcoin needs scaling because Bitcoin has 2 US dollar value FDV assets. It should not only remain as a digital asset, a digital gold. There is a lot of asset management demands around Bitcoin, and a lot of trading programs needed, and a lot of hedging program needed, and also so many DeFi protocol need to rely on Bitcoin. And all these things actually for now can only happen in CX or in the not decentralized way. So there is the demand for the Bitcoin scaling, and also, as we know, the limitation of Bitcoin system is huge. The block times to 10 minutes, and you need to wait for confirmation, maybe 1 hour, and they can only support a few not too many transactions, and program ability is weak. So we need scaling, but there's a trade-off in the traditional Bitcoin scaling solution. We stated that there's trade-off. People have to build 2 type of projects, like the channel-based, like the Lightning networks and the ARC protocols, and actually they have the Bitcoin security, but actually they only can do the payments applications. And this, we think, another type is sidechains, like the Stacks and Rookstar RSKs. Actually, they are sidechain with programmability, but the sidechains cannot inherit the Bitcoin security. So people have to make trade-off here. And we are going to, we think BigVM is a very good tool to solve this problem, because make an analogy, that is Bitcoin, BigVM is actually optimistic loadup on Bitcoin, and it's a validation component. So with this capability, people can build loadups and build the trust minimized bridge, and even more. So we are going to use BigVM tech to solve the trade-off in Bitcoin scaling solution, in very simple words.
Yeah, so you're talking a lot about BitVM. So can I ask, how does BitLayer employs the BitVM distinguish itself from other blockchain layer 2 platforms? What will be the unique difference there? Or in other words, what I'm trying to say is, what specific design or concept or unique features BitLayer incorporate that set it apart within the broader crypto and blockchain landscape? So can you tell a little bit more about that?
Cool. When talking about Bitcoin scaling solutions, we think is a very broad topic. Basically, we can separate into 2 types. You need to people, when talking about scaling, mostly we're talking about layer 2s, and there's some when talking about layer 2s, there should be some mechanism to bind the layer 2 to the layer 1 of the connection between them. There are several types. First, the sidechains or the parallel blockchain, so there's no connections and no verifications. And second is using the off-chain validation, like the Meta protocol, such as the BRC20 ruins and others. You just inscribe the transaction. You inscribe the asset information and all the transaction into Bitcoin block, and then you use indexer network off-chain to index all these to verify or to validate all these transactions. And third type is we think is the on-chain validation, which means that the L2 transactions or the L2 state transitions need to be verified on-chain using Bitcoin script or using ZK proof to verify. We think because we have been educated for years for Ethereum's layer 2, Ethereum proposed layer 2 solutions since even day one. They have gone through a lot of protocols and solutions. Finally, they pick up the load up, which means that there needs some criteria here, including the validation ability on L1, and the DA should provide a DA solution for the best. If we put on L1 is the best, and also other criteria to verify or to justify a layer 2 Bitcoin load up. In the same situation with Taproot upgrades, and people can build big VM, which is, as I mentioned, is a validation, fraud-proof validation mechanisms of components on Bitcoin. You can say it's a Bitcoin optimistic load up on Bitcoin. And it was proposed in 2023 October, and from day one, we think it's a very good way to build something new and build a real layer 2. So at day one, we start of the white paper, we start the research and build a community and start our company to build around Bitcoin, big VM. So and also we are the core contributor to Big VM in the open source projects and also in the Big VM Alliance. And so we are, for now, we joined with at the very beginning, we are the only one that plan to build layer 2s on Bitcoin, Big VM. For now, we are very happy to see we have multiple family members, even 10 family members, including Alpens and Citron and others. Even Babylon is investing a lot of energy on this part. So in very simple words, we focus on Bitcoin DeFi, and to do Bitcoin DeFi, we have to build some infra. First is BigVM bridge to bridge BTC from Bitcoin into a layer 2 system or side system or to other blockchains. And second, we need to build Bitcoin load up and with high performance and the low latencies and high throughput to onboard a lot of Bitcoin trading programs and other programs to offer the yield pro opportunity for Bitcoin holders. So this is our I think this differentiation for other teams. And in other words, we think the L2 or L1 business is driven by driven by tech, and second is driven by resources, by the backgrounds of Bitcoin of Huobi. We have a lot of connections to the OTC clients, VIP clients of Huobi. They are the miners, Bitcoin whales. So we have rich Bitcoin liquidity resources that can help us to boost the ecosystem. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of things. So Yeah, so can you share, so that's the present, what you guys are building, like the infra, the tools and the mechanism and everything, bridges. How about in the near future? Can you share a little bit more details about your development plan, like it's coming along, what's coming along, and new features or improvement that we can expect on the horizon? Like what is the roadmap evolving and the upcoming upgrades, how does this look like for communities or like users like us to be more excited about?
Yep. We have we have two products here. First is BigVM Bridge. Second is Bitcoin Network, BigLayer Network, which is Bitcoin Node Up. And for the BigVM, I will describe the roadmap for these two products. BigVM Bridge, we will be the first team to launch the on mainnet products in the coming a few weeks. We will launch the mainnet version of BigVM Bridge. In the same time, we already have the collaboration with over 6 blockchains, including Starknet, Base, Pruim, and most importantly, Sui and also Arbitrum will be their canonical bridge and all the BigVM, all the BTC bridge provider to bring Bitcoin liquidity to these blockchains. And also we will explore more blockchain support in the near coming months, including Cardano, and we have made the announcement last week. And second is about BigLayer Network. It's a Bitcoin Node Up, and we will separate into three versions. First is already launched in the last year, May, and we have a pretty decent liquidity and decent amount of users and transaction every day, and we have 400 million US dollar TVL and over 250k transaction every day, and we even get a lot of revenue from this network. And we will in the coming 2 months we will going to migrate from V1 to V2, which will be a Bitcoin Node Up with the on-chain verification. And V3 will focus on the high-performance EVM environments, which actually is we have a lot of experience in the past few years, and we will reach over several million transactions, hundreds of million transactions every day, and with 70 seconds confirmation block times, which will provide very good environment for the Bitcoin trading programs.
So in my opinion, not sure what you think, but in my opinion and observations, BTC Fi narrative recently seems a little bit slowed down due to the rise of some fat DApp on other blockchains. So just quick asking, what do you think about the necessary to attract the users to come back with the Bitcoin ecosystem? Are you like really bullish on that BTC Fi narrative?
Yes. I like to, first of all, I like to talk about the demands. As I mentioned, we focus on the asset management demands for around Bitcoin, category into several categories. First is earning yield. This is huge demands from the market. We have Franklin Templeton as our investor. Their clients include MicroStrategy. For now, it's Strategy. They have thousands of Bitcoins in the pocket, and also they don't want to limit it as the digital goal. They want to earn yield. Let's say 1% per year, APY per year. That's a huge money. So even the ETF people actually they like to have Bitcoin into DeFi space and yielding products. This is the first time. And second is about the risk management. When you're holding Bitcoin, actually you need a lot of hedging systems like the perp, the option tradings, and other financial products tools to leverage your risk. So like the Deribit and perp dexes and perp trading programs in Bitcoin on Binance and other CX. So this is natural demands for the risk management tools. And third type is you don't want to. A lot of people don't want to sell Bitcoin, but they need the liquidity. So the Bitcoin lending demand is obvious and huge here. A lot of companies, including Alpha and also others, actually doing this kind of business, and they make it their Nasdaq or New York exchanges listing company. And so the demand for Bitcoin-related financial asset management is obvious. So if there's a demand here, we think there will be an ecosystem around here. One day it will come back. And also a kind of bullish on this ecosystem. As we mentioned, as we can see, there is more and more Bitcoin that leave their wallet into DeFi space. We can see the Babylon attract of a lot of TVLs and also other liquidity and other protocols will including Sui will make BTC-Fi as their main strategy in the coming future, and also we are the very key partner for them. And so the narrative is coming back. And third is we do need real technology innovation to make sure Bitcoin DeFi happen in trustless environments. That's the reason we focus on the infra building at the very beginning, like the BitVM bridge building and the Bitcoin loadout building. And with this, we can convince more whales and institution clients to put some percent of their liquidity on chains and into the yielding products and hedge products. And to make a conclusion about this, the demand for Bitcoin ecosystem or Bitcoin DeFi is huge. And recently, there are a lot of protocols that attract a lot of Bitcoin on chain into the DeFi space. And third, we think the infra innovation is important or essential to convince more people or institution clients to put Bitcoin on chain.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So I think the very last question is like before ending this interview. So we know that the community in Vietnam is also very buying and also saving a lot of Bitcoins in their wallet. So what do you think about the Vietnamese market? And do you have any few words to say to the audience who watching this interview?
Sure. In our opinion, and after the research, we think Vietnam market is super huge and important for any blockchain builders and platforms. There's several reasons here, and first of all, there's a huge population in Vietnam, and most of them actually are young people. Young people love the new things, and so we can see there are a lot of users enter this space in the last few rounds. And second, we think that there are lots of great builders, including you guys and other teams, including Kyber Networks and Ruin teams and other teams. Actually, they are great builders. Last year, during the Bangkok DevCon, actually I met a lot of great builders from Vietnam, and also we think the people in the industry, that a lot of people doing very good in Vietnam people in this crypto space, including you guys and a lot of including our Hobby EX colleagues. They actually doing really great, and third is Vietnam people in the Vietnamese is really active in community, as we can see. The Sui community is huge there, including Solana, and so this is the reason we will very focus on the on the community in Vietnam. We will going to attend a lot of events and also we have a lot of investors from Vietnam. This is the reason we think Vietnam is really important and like to visit more and talk more to the local community builders and explore more on Bitcoin ecosystems.
That's amazing. We are also hosting GM Vietnam Blockchain Week in August. So I really hope to welcome you, also Charlie and the BitLayer team. If you guys can like fly and join with us in GM Vietnam, that would be awesome.
Glad to.
Okay, cool. So that is the end of the interview. I think throughout the very short interview today, but there's a lot of knowledge and a lot of information that I believe the audience is also take time to consume and to learn a little bit more about BitLayer, about what you guys are doing, what you guys are building, and that's amazing and contribute a lot to the whole crypto space. So thank you so much for joining us today, Kevin.
Thank you for your invitation and GM Vietnam.
Thank you so much. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching the whole time with me and Kevin today. And yeah, thank you, Kevin. Hope you have a nice day and hope everyone who is watching have an amazing day. And thank you so much for watching again. And I will see you in another episode of Khối 6 exclusive interview. Okay, thanks, Kevin, again.